Because we take this trip to Germany, and then we take another wonderful trip to France. And I love that we are able to bring you these regional delicacies that are so special. Authentic Gourmet is a brand that's been on QVC for several years, bringing you French-made pastries with French ingredients. We have Kimberly Grayson joining us today, who loves to bring delicious gourmet food items to us, and I'm so happy that you have brought these.
Sharon.
Hi.
So good to see you.
This is so amazing. We've never had these on the air before.
Totally.
This is a one-day only value, which means the price on these brand new mascarpone cheese Danishes will not be lower for at least 6 months, should we even get them again. But something tells me this may be the only time we're able to bring them in. $54.36 at the one-day only price, and 2 easy payments of $27.18. Your item number is M54654. So imagine eating this beautiful, delicious, delicate pastry filled with the sweetened mascarpone cheese, and your price is just barely more than $3. It's $3.02 a piece, when you'd be hard-pressed to find this anywhere except in a patisserie in France.
That's true. So I'm going to take you through what you're going to love about this, based on what we know so many of you love from the Authentic Gourmet. If you are a fan of the authentic French croissants, you are going to love this new pastry because it has so many of the same great features, but there's also some really special differences. So this is layer upon layer, 24 layers of this flaky, delicate Danish dough.
Look at that.
Every layer is coated in the French butter from the French countryside. So that delicious butter that we've come to love is layering this to make this light and flaky on the inside, this delicious, crisp, golden brown on the outside, and then we generously fill each one with the delicately sweet mascarpone cheese.
Oh my goodness. First of all, the aroma is spectacular. You can even see in the color before I take a bite. When you look at the color of this, and you can see that it's going to be flaky and crispy on the outside. That's what you want to be sort of the polar opposite of that creaminess of the cheese that's on the inside.
Yes. I can hear the crunch.
Oh, that's divine. It's divine because when you take a look at the inside, really there's a great balance of pastry to fillings. You can see the filling that's right here, but I'm still seeing all of those layers of the pastry back here that I want to be seeing. That is fabulous.
Plenty of filling, and as you were mentioning, with these 24 different folded, delicate layers of the pastry, you can come right in here and see it. And as Sharon was taking a bite and you could hear the crunch, you can just see how delicate every one of these layers are and how they will melt in your mouth.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Think coffee break, think breakfast. Put this out for a brunch on Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, for sure.
Serve this for a midday, even as a dessert item.
You know what you could even do with this, because they are, in the business, they have a large footprint, is what we like to call it. They are very sizable in their look. They're more slender from the side. But if you're putting this out for a brunch, so you are getting a total of 18 pieces. You could easily cut these in half. If you were just slice it right in half as you arrange them on your brunch table. And that way people they can take 2 halves if they want. They can take 1, share the plate with fresh fruit, or do a little bit of fresh whipped cream. Why not? And then you can even get more out of them if you're doing it for a brunch or something special. But I will say that these are popular. They're one of the few food items in our show today that are on Easy Pay, so 2 easy payments of $27.18. And I will let you know that we do happen to have this on our auto delivery plan. So while I don't know if we'll have the chance to put them on air again after today, if you lock into auto delivery before your price goes up at the end of the day, and while we have this 2 easy payment plan, every 90 days for 1 year, you can get these beautiful French crafted with French ingredients delicacies shipped to your home every 3 months for all the events that you're going to be hosting throughout the seasons. This looks amazing.
Is that gorgeous?
Yes.
And so you can start with just the simple fruit because you have a nice sweetness from the mascarpone cheese. But if you want to make it a dessert item, you can spread a little bit of a fruit topping, or let's go crazy, Sharon. Let's add a little bit of a chocolate topping.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now we're going over the top. Now we may need a fork because we're going to get a little bit sticky, but this is just a fantastic way to serve a dessert. And you mentioned if you keep these in your freezer, you can, because it is this one-day deal, you can get plenty because they are flat. The way that you put them in your freezer, they don't take up a lot of room.
And they sort of blossom as you're cooking them. And I will tell you, over 400 of these have now been spoken for. 18. Look at them. They have that huge footprint. Again, you're getting all of them, but when you serve them, if you would like to slice them diagonally in half, you can get a lot more use out of them. But something I do want to ask you, Kimberly, is if someone is doing this for the first time, the instructions to bake these are slightly different than the croissants and some of the other delicacies that we've done in the past. How are the instructions different?
Just a little different in that you take them out of your freezer and for about 30 minutes you let them sit. And I always say,
counter?
On the counter. That is my time. I'll go take a shower if I'm making these for breakfast. If it's midday, I'll be preparing some of my other foods. Then you pop them in the oven for a simple 20 to 25 minutes at 375 degrees.
Absolutely easy, perfectly fabulous. I mean, if you've ever been to a hotel before, maybe that's the only way you ever get to eat Danishes. They're usually cold. They're usually not homemade. They're usually sort of pre-processed right out of a bag. This really is truly being baked fresh for the first time when you do this with these ingredients. So you're unlocking all of the potential of this, and you're getting the benefit of that delicious, lightly sweet cheese on the inside. So what I will say is, if you want to make it sweeter, it's just lightly, delicately creamy sweet. If you want to make it sweeter, do the whipped cream, do the ice cream, serve it warm with that chilled whipped cream or ice cream on the side, and that really is
It brings
fantastic.
out all of the flavors. And again, you can put it with something adding more sweetness. You can go and put a little bit of tartness. I love mixing the pineapple and the blackberries and getting that blend of the tart and the sweet together. I can make it more dessert. I can make it more breakfast item, but it's just a rich, flaky, delicate pastry with a hint of sweetness that is something I've never tasted anything quite like
It's
before.
kind of unmatched. Authentic Gourmet brings it every single time. They brought us some beautiful delicacies close to the end of last year that were done in leaf shapes that had different fillings in them that were not the traditional croissants, and they were very popular. So this is an extension of that. But again, while we can lock this into auto delivery for you every 90 days for 1 full year, even if we have the price higher, I honestly don't know if we will ever be able to get in enough of these for another single airing for you to see on air with us here, or if the only way to be able to get it will be auto delivery. I'm honestly not sure. So M54654, if you lock it in, you know you're going to be good to go. And we've got Jan from Arizona who wants to chat with us about these. Jan, welcome in. You're live with Kimberly and Sharon. How are you? Jan, are you there? Did we lose Jan?
Oh, no.
Well, if we lost Jan, you can come on in, Courtney, because I was going to go for you anyway. Just a second.
Courtney looking and wanting. Let's get you a plate. Here we go.
I'll go in for one of the halvesies.
Don't you love the shape on this? And I like that it's not too puffy. I like that it has the big footprint because it's not difficult to eat.
Right.
Sometimes things are too loaded and I feel like kind of awkward to eat.
So true. And you know what the shape is? It's a crown. Right? I love that this pastry is like a crown enveloping the mascarpone cheese right in the middle.
Well, I love that you can see like the fold-over techniques because that to me gives back to, you know, we always talk about like handcrafted elements and like jewelry or handbags, but like seeing this, it has an amazing presence. It's almost like you've gone down to the little boutique bakery down the street. And the fact that it's warm, you can smell the butter, which I love. But I'll tell you, like, look at how thick that mascarpone cheese is right in there. That is my biggest frustration is when you don't get enough.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I know. There's never enough of anything, but with Authentic Gourmet, they make sure that we've got all the good stuff in there.
It is generously loaded.
Isn't that creamy? There's a tang with the mascarpone cheese.
You're exactly right, which means to me, I can eat a whole one. It's not too sugary. It's not leaving too much out. And it's so well balanced, and I'll tell you, your mouth waters when you take a bite of it, which means it's going to go perfect with, say, a fresh juice that maybe you have for like Memorial Day weekend or anything like that. Especially with the fruit that you've got there, like I could see citrus balancing so well off of this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Courtney.
Sounds
great,
Casey. Thank you for coming in to try.
So if you're watching us maybe for the very first time, or it's your first time just seeing Authentic Gourmet, what truly makes this different is that this is not just a quote-unquote French style pastry. These are crafted for you in France. They are crafted of French ingredients. That's what makes this so incredibly special and why the taste difference is so unique and extreme. This does not rival any types of Danishes I have had here just about anywhere in the United States. And you were talking about when we prepared them, how they don't take up a lot of room in your freezer. So here's the funny part. They're so pretty, just like this. This is how they come frozen and they bloom into that.
So you can see all of the work that goes into making these, all that hand folding.
It's like a package.
It is. It's just beautifully done, but this is not going to take up a lot of room in your freezer. So it's a great day with the one-time only offer to just have plenty on hand. And I love that this beautiful little package puffs up to this crown jewel of a mascarpone Danish in the most authentic way with beautiful French ingredients, including that butter from the countryside of France.
That's right. It truly is like a jewel in the crown. And I do want to let you know, too, as you're looking at this, it is on 2 easy payments. A lot of our food items do not happen to be on Easy Pay today, but this one is, which is even more important, not just for getting it home for the first shipment, but if you'd like to lock into auto delivery, because I mentioned it earlier again, there are times where I know other things are going to be continuing to come in and go on the air. This is not one of those. I'm really not so sure about what's happening with these, whether we will get another major order to go on air at some point this year, or if it will only be going to auto delivery. So for under $55, you get all of these right here, all 18 of them. If you split them in half, you can do it to a set of 36 individual pieces that you could be serving out. But this whole thing, one of these whole circles, is only $3.02. And if you went to any bakery, anywhere, even in New York City where they get things fresh all the time, what do you think you would spend for a pastry, pastry made in France of French ingredients? And 54654, lock it into auto delivery if you would like. And don't forget to let them blossom on the countertop at room temperature 30 minutes before you bake them. Kimberly, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharon.
Now, if that was maybe your first purchase, or you're thinking about making one, if you're a new customer, you can get $5 off your first order if you open a new account. There you easily get your $5 credit. So visit QVC.com, use the promo code FIVE for you, or call 800-600-3108.
I saw what you did, Sharon Faith.
What did I do?
You took out all of the filling in that cheese mascarpone.
One last little creamy bite.
Took the whole thing.
I did indeed. I was working on it.
I have a lot of respect for that kind of technique. No judgment here. All right. Hey, coming up in just a few minutes, by the way, check back with us between 5:20 and 5:40 because we've got a brand new item you've never seen on a gourmet holiday QVC food show that works great as an appetizer and even better as an entree. And it's got some good flavor we don't often see here either, so stay tuned. But what we've got coming up next, I always think about Memorial Day with my husband's family. We've got a couple of vegetarians in there, and we've got some very carnivorous people as well. And so I think that in the spirit of Memorial Day, if you're thinking about firing up the grill, but you're thinking, okay, well, we've got the vegetarian, or you're thinking to yourself, I would love to have the idea of a meaty patty to have maybe over a salad during lunch throughout the summer, get those flavors of the fresh garden. This is going to be a great way with grams of protein and calorie content that you're going to be able to do it. It comes to you from Guiltless Gourmet, and what these are veggie burgers, but when we slice these open, they're really unlike any veggie burger you've ever seen. I love a good cheeseburger, a chicken burger, and I always have these in my freezer and eat them on salads all the time. We have your choice of a 12 count of these 4-ounce patties. That'll come home for less than $50, but if you want to buy more and save $29, you can actually double your order, get a 24 count, and you can bring it home for a featured price of $69. Now,